Welcome to Rick Rack Ruby. I'm Laura Cluvo. Today we will make this 1970s ephemera and fabric collage. It's fun and easy, so let's get started. This little birthday postcard was a gift from my friend Kathy. Kathy's an artist and an author, and she's about my age. And she knew that I had a fondness for the mod era and mod ephemera especially. And she gifted me with a stack of greeting cards that she had received as a child. And I put them up on my bulletin board immediately, and this one has always been my favorite. I finally decided I'm going to do something with it. I hope I can make Kathy proud. I'm going to make a collage featuring this darling birthday girl. I went to the dollar store and I got a frame. So this is going to determine the size of the finished collage. Also, you could call it a journal page, and you could just do a page in your journal. And you don't have to make it mod. You could use a regular postcard or any kind of ephemera. We will let the postcard determine the colors and the style of the project. So the first thing I did was flip through my favorite book of scrapbooking papers, and this thing looked great on all of them. But I finally decided on this. And of course, because I love to sew, I pulled out a few pieces of fabric from my 1970s prints and came up with these two. And this is kind of the start of the project. This piece was already pinked. It came exactly like this. I think it's about a 6-inch square. Let's measure. 6-inch square. And then this one I had to cut from a larger piece. It's a little bit random. It's not perfect, but it's about 4 3/4 by 8. And this I think is 8 by 10. Because I'm a sewist, I'm going to sew this to the paper. I'm going to leave about a 1/2 inch border here and here. And I'm going to just kind of tack it down with a tiny, tiny bit of glue stick. Just a little. Nothing that's going to bleed through or add any lumps. Then I have my machine threaded with sort of a hot pink color of thread, kind of a fuchsia. And I'm going to use a zigzag, and I'm not going to be, super precise. I'm just going to sort of randomly stitch around the edge of this fabric. Here we go. I actually got a little wonky here in the corner, and that, of course, would be the only corner that's probably going to be revealed in the end project, but that's okay. Now I'm going to put this blueprint. I'm going to move it in a 1/2 inch. I just want a sort of a 1/2 inch border. Oh, and by the way, these don't have to be exactly square. I have a habit of trying to make everything just like this, and it's a little bit more interesting if it's a little sideways or crooked or something. It's a little bit more fun. So I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, so this is about 1/2 inch in from this edge and about 1 inch down from this pink. And in the same way, I'm going to just sort of spot glue it with my glue stick and use the same color of thread and the same zigzag stitch to go around this rectangle. There we go. I've stitched around the blue rectangle, and instead of using pinking shears, my pinking shears are not very sharp. So this is actually a scalloping shear that I used to cut that out. And now I have this gorgeous velvet ribbon, which I'm just going to put a length across the very bottom edge. It certainly is not very pretty, but I'm going to use glue, just white glue. Aleene's Tacky Glue in the gold bottle. Now for the card. I think that'll work. So we'll use the glue stick. And then I think, but I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to zigzag it. Yes, about like this. Yes, I'm going to zigzag it. There are some perforations here on the left edge where it was torn out, and so hopefully by zigzagging it I can sort of conceal that. All right, so I'm going to zigzag around the edge of the card. So I just stitched it around the border. This is easy sewing, and that makes it a good project for a beginner. So if you have a young student or a child or grandchild that you would like to teach to sew, this is easy because it's sewn on paper. The fabric doesn't fold up underneath and get jammed and whatever. It's just smooth and flat, and it's a very easy sewing project. Okay, next let's add the trim. I tried to choose things that could have been available in the 70s. So I do remember they had this type of trim. I wish that it would go right there, but I don't think it's going to look quite right. So I'm just going to put it straight down. Let's see. That's about 2 inches into the center of the daisy. And I know that the frame will come in a tiny bit, so I don't have to go exactly end to end. All right, so I'm going to add some tacky glue along the back of this trim and then press it down 2 inches in from the right edge. I've added a drop of glue to the center back of each of these daisies, and I've also marked the 2 inches in with a pencil. That looks about right. Now, of course, I could just go crazy with this. I could add some die cut shapes, and I could add some more trims and some rickrack and some doodads and bows and bells and birds and all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to slow down. Here is what it's going to look like. I don't want to close off the clips, but I will. And I also have glass, but I know the glass will just be a reflection and won't be very effective. So my last trim that I want to add is one of these little bows. It's just like a little pink velvet bow. And I was thinking that I might just want to put it on the frame. What do you think? Or up here maybe? Would that be good? Or right here? That looks good. Now, if I put it here, that's going to eliminate even the option of having glass because I don't think it'll fit. But I guess I could try. Here it is with glass. This little three-dimensional element is causing the cardboard to buckle out here in the back, and I don't think it's going to work. So I think what I'll do is just cut one of these little daisies and put the daisy right there, and I think that'll be good. How about if I do the daisy and the bow, no glass? I think that would be the very best option. And I could just totally embellish this to the nth degree, but we're going to call it done. I also want you to know that I took this to the photocopy shop and I ran 12 copies of it so that it wouldn't be, lost. However, the colors are not as bright. This is a lot cuter. So I hope that Kathy feels like I have honored her legacy, her darling little birthday card, and This is really cute and fun, and I feel like I just want to make a million. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.